welcome back. Another video. I thought we was done with this. Coaches keep getting dismissed, stepping down, all of that. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna start with the big name out here. Mike Tomlin has stepped down as Steelers head coach. It happens after 19 seasons. Never had a losing season. His record is 193 wins, 114 losses, and 2 ties. 13 playoff appearances, 10 AFC North titles, and 1 Super Bowl, of course. Unfortunately, he's not the best luck in the playoffs lately. Overall playoffs, he has 8 wins, 12 losses. Lost the last 7 playoff games and the last 5 playoff games by 10 points. Those are some crazy stats. But yeah, Mike Tomlin, that's what he has done with the Steelers organization. He is stepping down. Been a long time. 19 years is a long time. A lot has happened. I'm pretty sure everybody can think of something that happened 19 years ago. That's when your boy first started. Still young, 53 years old. I think this decision has came from both parties deciding that they needed a change. And Tomlin needed a change in scenery probably. I don't know if that's something he's going to dive right into. There's rumors saying that he'll probably take a break due to Sean Payton thing, take a year off, do TV, and then weigh his options after that. He is under contract with the Steelers for 26, and there is an option for 27. So if he does decide to come back, somebody will have to trade for him. They might have to do like Sean Payton. The trade Sean Payton got was a first-round pick, a second, and a third-round pick. So that might let you know where you're going to have to go if you're going to trade for Mike Tomlin's services. Mike Tomlin also, maybe something gets worked out where somebody does pull the trigger. A lot of coaches is available out there. Nobody has really been signed yet. And considering that this just randomly happened, I think this might make a lot of coaches wait. Outside of some of the bigger names like Harbaugh, it's probably going to be a waiting in line to see who falls first. So, because people are going to see if Mike Tomlin is really going to take that year off, which you should. I think Mike Tomlin is a great coach. I think he dragged a lot of Steelers teams that shouldn't have made the playoffs to a winning season. 9 wins, 10 wins, 11 wins. A lot of those teams, if you look at them on paper or just the structure, probably shouldn't have won what they won, but it happened. I know a lot of Steelers was ready for Tomlin to go. They want to start to rebuild, where here you are getting your chance. We'll have to see where this team goes after Tomlin, because that voice has been heard for 19 years in the building. So you're going to have to see how a new voice is going to come in. Of course, there's plenty coaching candidates out there. Jesse Minter, defensive coordinator for the Chargers. Clint Kubiak, offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. A couple of guys that can come in and establish themselves right away. But it's going to probably take a while to get used to not having Tomlin in that building for a lot of people, probably a lot of players. But we'll see. Mike Tomlin, I don't think this is the end. Like I said, he's only 53. There's a lot of coaches that's older that's been in the league. So I don't think that's going to be the end of him. He probably will resurface and coach somewhere else. Probably do this like he did with the Steelers. Take a young team on the way up, a lot of talent. I could see him with the Giants. You never know. They got a lot of talent and personality over there. A lot of guys that's ready to win. Even though they're in a rebuild, they think they can win next year. They probably thought they could win this year, honestly, but it just didn't happen. Injuries and, a lot of other things happened. But I could see them ending up in New York. Maybe a different change of scenery. Arizona, depending on what they do with their quarterback situation. Warmer place. Hey, I'm going to move from Pittsburgh. I'm moving to a city that's cold, like New York, but I'm moving to a bigger city, or I'm moving to a warmer area in Arizona. I'm not moving somewhere similar to Pittsburgh, not a small town. It probably ain't gonna happen, but I don't know Mike Tomlin like that. It's just throwing my 2 cents out there. But yeah, It's hard to say. You don't want to mention this as a great career, but Mike Tomlin, he's probably going to have whatever job he wants. He probably has whatever job is open now. A lot of people is probably calling his phone as we speak, but we'll have to wait and see. Remember, he is under contract for 26 and 27, so somebody's going to have to pull that trigger and trade for him. But we'll see. Probably won't see nothing till after Super Bowl, once everybody starts to make a move. Harbaugh might be the first move to go, and then we'll probably see a lot of coaches fall in place after that. So, but Mike Tomlin, you did have a great career with the Steelers. Unfortunately, it had to end like this, but maybe somewhere else you'll bounce back and then you'll redeem yourself. Hey, Andy Reid was in Philly for a long time. Things didn't work out. Went to Kansas City, and the rest is history. So that could be you. You got plenty of time. So, but congratulations to you on a good Steelers career. I do believe that even though you didn't have the success you wanted, you did win a Super Bowl. You did lead this team that probably shouldn't have won a lot of games to win a lot of games. So that does speak to your coaching. I just think maybe it was just a time for it to be done. This was probably the best time to do it, and then both parties go and see what they do from here. Moving on, we have a little bit of other news. We have Greg Roman, offensive coordinator for Chargers, and Mike Delvin, offensive line coach for the Chargers. Both have been let go 2 seasons. Their tender with the team, Roman, off 17 for offense last year, 22 this year. So clearly there's been a step back. And Herbert was the second most pressured quarterback in the league, so that speaks to the offensive line coach. Unfortunately, as a coach, you can't overcome 2 tackles that's all pro being injured for the year. You can't do nothing about that. But it's been an ongoing thing with this team and this offensive line. We have seen other teams recover from losing all pro linemen, but that wasn't the case with the Chargers. Greg Roman, I don't know where you go from here. You have always showed immediate success everywhere you went in San Francisco and Baltimore. I know you was hired as, Jim's guy because he knows you know what to do, especially with him as a coach. I know that was probably a part that played into it, but maybe that wasn't the best fit. Chargers, you could tell last year they wanted to stack up the offensive line and then run the ball, but you don't have a dominant runner. You can mix and match. You do have some guys that's able. Maybe they haven't grown into that, but right now you don't have it. And you probably need to get more dynamic on offense as far as the passing game. Justin Herbert is a passing quarterback. He has been running the ball, but I think that's just because he doesn't want to tear that hand up anymore. So you can't sit there and take sacks. You got to get out the pocket and move. But I think Justin Herbert would benefit from, having a better offensive line coach, but having a better offensive scheme. You need somebody that can get down the field. A true number 1 receiver. You've been spreading the ball around, but are these guys that you see as your number 1 receiver? Or do you need to really go and draft one? You could probably go to Houston Texans route, the Green Bay route, and just load up on 1,000 receivers and then have a bunch of people available. That always works, but you probably do for Justin Herbert, somebody that's pass heavy. You might need to find you a number 1 receiver. Keenan Allen was that for a while, but Keenan Allen is 33. We don't know how much longer Big Dog is going to continue to go, so you're going to have to find a replacement. Or Johnston or McConkley, they can step into that role, of course, but you're going to need somebody else after that because you can't just ride with what you had. But Greg Roman, I think his offense just got stale. It happened in San Francisco and Baltimore. I think he has a run-heavy offense, and when you're not able to execute, you don't have the type of running game or running players you had in San Francisco or Baltimore. It kind of shows up, and I think that's what happened. This team had no really offense the last 2 years. Not the Chargers we're used to seeing, not the Justin Herbert we're used to seeing before Greg Roman came into play. So, but it's a lot of offensive coordinators out there. Clint Kubiak, he's probably going to get a head coaching job, but Clint Kingsbury, Mike McDaniels, a lot of guys that would love to come to LA and Coach Justin Herbert. So I don't think you guys have a problem replacing either of those positions. So, and last but not least, we're going to move on. The Eagles have fired their offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo. I don't think this was a shock for anybody, but 5 years with the team, served as the passing game coordinator, and then he was promoted to offensive coordinator this year because Kellen Moore took the head coaching job in New Orleans. So, unfortunately, in his first year, the offense went from 5th last year to 24th this year. So that is a major decline. Anybody that does math can tell that's a major difference. I think he just didn't have the knowledge to know what to do with all this talent. I think it's so much talent on this team, and I know it sounds crazy, but he didn't know who to focus on, how to spread the ball around, how to mix and match. I think Kellen Moore and other guys that were here, even though they were only here for maybe a year and got a head coaching job, they knew what to do. Hence the reason they got a head coaching job, because they knew what to do. I don't think he exactly knew. He probably wanted to pick up where they left last year, and I don't think it was a new scheme. It was kind of more of a, do I run the ball with Barkley? When do I get a ball to A.J. Brown? When do I get a ball to Smith, Galbert? When do I spread it around? I think he just lacked knowing what to do. And I mean, your first time doing being an offensive coordinator, it happens. It just happened, unfortunately, with the Eagles, which is a team that people have eyes on. They were reigning Super Bowl champions until about a week ago, and I think more eyes were on you because of the team and what they have done and what they have on that team. So it wasn't like it was a lack of talent. It just wasn't used properly. So once again, this is another job. Somebody's going to come in and want this job. It's a lot of good jobs out there. If you was an offensive coordinator or you was a head coach that's offensive minded that got fired, hey, it's some jobs out there. You can either get a head coaching job or offensive coordinator. You can't say this, hey, this is one of the better years, unfortunately, to be fired or laid off or released, because it is jobs out there with good teams. So I guess it's just pick your poison and see where you fit in. But that's it. So Eagles looking for a new coach. Offensive coach. Chargers looking for a new offensive coach, offensive lineman, and the Steelers looking for a new head coach as well. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated. But I appreciate you guys watching the video. I will catch you on the next one.